Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Jasmine, aka Dash of Jazz, and I talk all about cooking, traveling, and living well. Today we're in my kitchen and I'm going to share with you a really quick side dish recipe that you can take to the Thanksgiving table or to just the regular weeknight table. I love it for both because it's just so simple and it tastes like something that you would order at a restaurant. These are crispy, oven roasted maple Brussels sprouts. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into the ingredients. Of course, you'll need Brussels sprouts. These are washed. We're going to trim and cut them, and I'm using 2 pounds of sprouts, which serves about 8 people. You'll also need a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I recently got into different olive oils, and this one is one of my favorites. A 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and then lastly, very simple, sea salt and black pepper. This sea salt is pink. It's pink Himalayan sea salt, but whatever kind of salt you would normally use should work fine. You will just use the amount to taste, so whatever your preference is for both of these. Now I'm just going to go in and trim my sprouts. That's cutting off the ends of them, and then I like to cut them into halves. You can do this recipe leaving the sprouts whole. It's really up to you, but I find that they get crispier when I cut them in half. Now I have trimmed, cut all of my sprouts and transfer them to a glass mixing bowl. We're going to go in with that olive oil, again about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. This is going to help the sprouts get crisp and help the flavor stick to them, so that sea salt and black pepper. Use whatever kind of oil you would normally cook with. If you don't have olive oil, avocado oil works great. I would just avoid like a canola or vegetable oil. Just drizzle the olive oil all over top of the Brussels sprouts, and then you're going to go in with that maple syrup. I actually like to add it to the exact same measuring cup that I use for the olive oil because they're equal measurements, so you can, but also it helps keep the olive oil kind of coats the measuring cup and makes it easier to get all the maple syrup out of it without like scraping with a spatula or your finger if it's just you eating. So I go in with that, and then we're going to add our seasonings really quick. Again, that's just sea salt and black pepper, and then toss everything together to get the sprouts coated. So I'm going to speed this part up for you, but essentially the goal is to toss and toss and toss the Brussels sprouts to get them evenly coated in the flavor. You don't want to have some that are bland and some that are like too peppered. And next I take my sheet pan. As you can see, mine has seen better days, but it's still good. I just like to spray it down with non-stick oil. This is an avocado oil spray from my local H-E-B. No brand specific, whatever kind you would like. And then rolling up my sleeves so that I can turn out prepared Brussels onto that sheet pan. And the next part is a little tedious, but I promise you it's worth it. So I sped this part up for you, but it does take a minute. I'm just spreading all of the Brussels out so that there's about an inch of space between any given Brussels sprout and the next one. The purpose of this is to help ensure that the sprouts actually had a chance to get crisp and a little bit of that kind of caramelized coating. When you have the Brussels sprouts or really any vegetable that you're roasting too close together in a pan, in a pot on the stove top, they're releasing water in close proximity to one another, so they're cooking, they're like steaming rather than roasting and getting crisp, so the result will be soggy. So take the time, spread your Brussels sprouts out. Once they're all spread out, I pop them into the oven preheated to 450 degrees for 15 minutes. And I like to kind of shake or jiggle the pan halfway through the roasting time. This is going to help flip and turn the sprouts so that they get kind of that crispiness on multiple sides. Now I'm all done with these and I am putting them onto the pan. As you can see, some of my non-stick spray didn't do so well, so I have to do a little bit of scraping, but that just means that we have some extra crispiness with the sprouts, which I'm all about. This is one of my absolute favorite recipes to serve for family or even just on a regular weeknight. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me any questions you might have in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And last but not least, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I put out fresh content like this every single week. Thank you for watching.